Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to Answering the Bell with Stormybman, our Sunday morning call in for this Sunday, November 9th, 2025. This is number 182 in the series of call-ins as we move right on through the calendar year of 2025 with plenty of boxing talk in our present, what trails us from the past, and what is beaconing like a light in the fog up ahead. Yeah, so we're here. Hot out of another weekend of boxing that began with Pro Box TV on Friday night. They delivered the goods, and we were right there for it, where we saw a main event card headline with Nick Floss against, man, let me tell you, Delonte Tiger Johnson. Man, it set things in motion as we ventured into the weekend, which was capped off with Virgil Ortiz Jr. taking on Erickson Lubin. A bout that was kind of anticlimactic, where it ended suddenly in the second round with Ortiz blowing through Erickson the Hammer Lubin. That's right, the Hammer was hammered into submission as a referee had to step in and not only save his life, but save us from the violence that was rated R. Yeah! So we're here today as we prepare for another weekend of boxing. Coming up next weekend, we've got even more. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's smell the flowers of what happened this weekend. Welcome everybody. Please smash that like button as you come into the building. I was going to make an attempt to try to multi-stream, and once again I ran into some issues. I'm gonna tell you something. I got one under my belt, but it seems like if I don't do it every day, where I can get adjusted to what I'm doing specifically, I'm gonna be all out of sorts when it comes to this multi-streaming thing across my various channels. So today we'll just be right here on the Stormybman channel, but we are looking to improve going forward. And hindsight being 2020, I think I realized what I did wrong. But hey, man, I might be able to make an adjustment for it to correct itself even while I'm live presently. But I just don't want to mess up too much, huh? I really don't. Because, you know, I told you I'm not the guy that is the best at this, you know. But I do what I can. I do what I can. This is like crazy. Let's see here. There was a way to get rid of this stuff too. There it is. Okay. Let's see here. We'll see if it works. If it works, that'll be great. If it doesn't, that'll be fate. Yeah! So, let's see here. How'd you guys enjoy the fights last night? You know, did you all take to it with excitement? Huh? Did you take to it with a little bit of a, you know, glow of feeling what you know, feeling as if you knew exactly what was going to happen? I don't think I knew exactly what was going to happen, but I thought that Lubin, the Hammer, would at least exercise a sense of trying to use experience. Huh? Use experience. But he didn't. He went in there and gave himself up like somebody that just had a way of I don't know. There's a word for that. Let me see if I can change my imagery up here. I still got some stuff up here that I should have gotten rid of. Let me do that right now. Let's see here. Moving. I'm just changing some imagery here in the background, family, while I going through the opening monologue. Let's see here. You know, I always like to try to set some imagery up for you guys, even though people don't appreciate it, huh? Stormybman be working hard at that kind of stuff. Y'all be like, ho hum. Ho hum. Let's see here. It's the truth, though. It's the truth. What we got here? Okay, there we go. So now we're ready to leap into today's show. Good morning to you all. Grand Rising. Let me see here. Let's see who we got in the building. Hen Dog, the fearless one, is out there early. What's going on with you, bro? Appreciate you. We got a Cash App donation coming in this morning from Del Real. What's happening? We appreciate you, Del, dropping that Cash App on Stormybman this early Sunday. He says, Stormy. He says, salute Stormy at work, ear hustling. Okay, I got you, man. I got you. Well, I hope that you're able to ear hustle without too much muscle, huh? Coming from the boss. Because, you know, them bosses, man, they'd always like to check you, huh? And let you know who in charge. You got to be careful. Yeah. We got Universal Truth out there. He says, I can live without Fulgham. Mr. Shelton is in the building saying, Deuce, what's going on with you, Mr. Shelton? Del Real says, I was disappointed with Lubin. I thought he would have did a little more. Maybe Ortiz is that strong. I'm not sure what happened with Lubin. Yeah, he looked awfully out of sorts, right? Now, I talked to some brothers behind the scenes. We have come to what we really truly believe, and that is not to be shared at this moment. But salute to Virgil Ortiz Jr. because he's a freight train that's loose on the tracks, and some of these half-steppers better get back because he gonna run them over like a locomotive. Yeah. That's what it is. No more, no less. Universal says Lubin was what I thought he was. Okay. The brother Freedom's March is in the building this morning saying, yo, Harris Ford is out there saying, honor sensei, honor chat. What's good with you? The brother Drew Titan, LLC, is in the building saying salute to the chat. And Mr. Shelton is a trip, man. Boy, I tell you. We got another Cash App coming in here. We got the brother Stephen Elder Mack in the building saying, I'm out the... Oh, okay. Okay, that's what's up, Stephen L. You got to be prepared, huh? Nothing wrong with preparing, my brother. Appreciate the donation, man, and the support. Thank you. Thank you. So, let's start off with Friday night's affairs because they were a little bit more scintillating, huh? For lack of a better way to describe what we were met with. See, some people missed it, man, because y'all don't be looking for boxing. You're still looking for what's the latest on Tank Davis, huh? What's the latest on, the gorillas in the mist, huh? But I'm going to tell you something. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. You heard of Planet of the Apes? Well, just look around you, huh? I keep telling you guys to watch boxing, but you don't want to hear me, though. You don't want to hear me. So, yo, I'm back. I tried to do something while I was out there, and I still made a mistake. So, I was trying to take this as an opportunity to restream it over to my Rumble, but I made a boo-boo again when I launched it to come back. I put the wrong server in. So go figure. So I'm still on YouTube, but not on Rumble. But yeah, we got a couple more people that joined in. We got Jimmy Bernard out there. What's happening with you? Yeah. Sorry about that, you guys. When that happens, I know how to bring the show back because I didn't end the stream. But it just takes a minute or two, to do all of what I have to do behind the scenes. Got to get another laptop. Yeah, YouTube might be taking advantage too because just like Drew said, as soon as I said, Mellow Yellow's name, it's like, hey, things start acting a little funny, huh? Yeah. So, let's cut to the chase, man. Let's get ready to have some conversation on this boxing. I was talking about Flash Johnson Flash versus Johnson, which turned out to be pretty darn good fight, exciting. But listen, people, I'm telling you, Tiger Johnson, now that he's moved up to welterweight, he may be a problem up there, you guys. You're going to have to watch out for Tiger. And he has some ability. And he definitely has a punch, huh? So it's something that bears watching. It bears watching. But the more the merrier, huh? Throw more men in there in that mix so that division can get hot. We want to see it. I know I want to see it. Let them guys, what my man say in the Godzilla movie, let them fight. Shoot. let's get it going. Let's get it popping, as they say. Let me make sure that my the line is open, because I had that little miscue there. Want to make sure. See what we could get going here. Oh yeah, we all set. We all set. Let's see here. So, call-in line is open. Let's talk some boxing, man. It's like, hey, we know what happened yesterday, huh? Lubin fell off a cliff, huh? It's a cliff called No Man's Land. And Virgil gave him a little nudge, huh? Right off of there. Jimmy Bernard says, Sensei Tiger Johnson reminds me of the Peterson brothers. Well, both of them, because he's a one-man army, huh? It's like, you know, there, man, he gonna whoop some guy's ass too. Watch, cause they sleeping on the guy. They thinking he's some just young dude, whatever, you know. Man, Tiger gonna tiger on their ass. Well, you watch. You heard it here. You notice since Friday night, I done talked about him a couple of times. Friday night late show after the fights. Today, I might even do a video on him next week. Ain't nobody talking about the young man. But these damn bandwagoneers, huh? They jump on and they be giddy up, huh? Giddy up. Oh, he don't have a saddle. That's okay. He's got a cock between his legs. Yeah, D-Riders, huh? D-Riders. Be out here chasing down these dudes, man. That's right. Freedom's March, crazy work, man, these guys. And that whole card from Friday night was lit. There was knockouts, there was beat ups, man. Come on with it, Pro Box. I am ready. You know what I'm saying? Just don't be putting your broadcast opposite these other broadcasts so we can watch everything. Because I want to see it all. You know what I mean? Taking me back to the days of Tuesday night fights, man. So come on, guys, the lines is open. We got 15 people in here. Somebody could call in and let's you know. Yeah, Drew says that monkey name is blasphemous. Yeah, I know, but you know what, Drew? You know, when they try to say that or show us that, huh? You know, both you and I have a counter for that kind of foolishness, right? Just keep an eye on the screen, huh?
You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass. You're grade A, number one, bonafide first class.
Yeah. Huh? And they know who they are, huh? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Get the line dance going. Woo! You see, I save it sometimes. Y'all be thinking like, oh, he forgot. Nah, I ain't forgot nothing, huh? I ain't forgot nothing. Got the memory of an elephant. You know what I'm saying? Have I really forgotten? Do you think it's gonna ever stop? Is YouTube gonna run me away from all of this with their thwarting of my plans? Woo! Cause this is how I feel about it, huh? They want to come in here and mess with me, but listen.
It's 11:30. We're supposed to be here. We're supposed to be there by 9. And you're always fucking late. You were late for your own fucking funeral.
Yeah, huh? Let's get it popping early, huh? Early. And for those snitches that run out there and run right back to YouTube and, hey, they're over there. They said the simian word, huh?
It was an informer for the police.
Yeah. How about that? How about that? You're welcome, huh? Pardon me for this public service announcement, specifically for Erickson Lubin, huh? For the performance that he put on and gave you all last night. Huh? What? Huh? I thought somebody said something. Huh? Yeah. Royal Constrictor, what's happening? Why all y'all peepers don't nobody want to call in? Pick up the phone, man. you be calling him any other time. You be, prank calls and, calling somebody else's woman and all that stuff. Call Stormy and talk about these fights from this weekend. Okay, we got my brother Drew Titan in the building. What's going on with you, man? Good morning to you. How you feel?
Good morning. How are we doing this evening? What is afternoon? This afternoon, this early morning.
Yeah, cause you're out here. Yeah, you know what, man? Listen, even though I'm not feeling my best, bro, I'm out here because, you know what? What's that song? Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. That's me.
Ain't nothing gonna hold me down.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's right. When the body grows stiff and cold, that's when I'll sleep. Yeah.
That's right. Let's talk some boxing, brother.
Yes,
There's
sir.
a lot going on, a lot of good things, a lot of questionable things. And some may say, some I told you so, and us, on the other hand, are saying, well, damn, no surprise, but we kind of knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to talk about Tiger Johnson. Well, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah. I'm ready to talk about Tiger, man. That brother there. Hey, listen.
First of all, let's talk about real quick Pro Box.
Mm-hmm.
When you said this is some throwback stuff right here, every time I watch Pro Box, I get that. It's hard to explain. Like for those of you that are not in our age group, you might not get it. But I used to look forward to Tuesdays and Fridays.
Mm-hmm. It's like a sense of nostalgia, right?
Yes, it's the nostalgia, man. Tuesday night fights. Tuesday was like the beginning of the week, and if you were like me, you didn't really like school. I was smart. My teachers always said, "Hey, he's so smart, but he just don't want to do the work." That was me. I was just like, man, I don't want to do this, man. But you just do it. I did bare minimum just to get out of there. Could have did better, but that was my choice. But Tuesdays was after Mondays, and you come home from school, you do your homework, and I really looked forward to Tuesday night fights. I didn't give a damn who was fighting. And some of those programs, that's when you got to see a young Chris Bird.
Yeah.
I saw Antonio Barrera on. Matter of fact, Stormy. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Barrera and Morales first fight on Friday night fights or something, or Tuesday night fights?
Barrera and Morales.
First fight.
No, you know what I think it was? I think it was on Boxing After Dark.
It was okay. It was on Boxing. That was another thing. I used to love that on Saturday.
Yeah.
A great week for me would be Tuesday night fights, followed by Friday night fights, ESPN, and then you sneak in some the program on Galavision or Telemundo. I didn't understand excuse my language, I didn't understand a word, but I was watching boxing.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Ricardo Rocky Juarez on there a couple of times, and he was on ESPN. That guy was really good. And then you get a Saturday night, boxing after dark. Oh, man, that was it. Oh, my God. They even had Sunday night fights once upon a time.
Yep.
I mean, we were swimming in boxing, man. So when I watched Pro Box,
yeah, those Sunday night fights was that Fox Sports or FS1 or something?
Sports.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the one where, what's his name, who was doing the live with was it Zab Judah or Jeremy Williams, the dude that used to fight Nate something? What's his name?
It was
because Nate was fighting that guy. He was fighting that guy, and he had his hands down, daring the guy to hit him, and the guy kept hitting him and knocked him out.
They knocked him out. Yeah. Yep.
That was on
Nate Campbell.
Nate Campbell. There you go. No, was it Nate Campbell? No, it's a different Nate. Yeah, but he was in there, letting that dude hit him in the jaw, and the dude knocked him out. Oh
Yeah.
man!
That was hilarious.
And Anthony
Man.
Hembrick on Tuesday Night Fights, doing the dance moves and stuff, coming out there like he was trying out auditioning for New Edition against Booker T. Word, and Booker T. Word knocked him out in the first round.
Man, that was crazy. And that's a notorious thing on YouTube, if you see it.
Oh yeah.
He did the whole Jermaine Jackson routine and got body bagged. It was crazy.
Yeah, I loved it, man. That was like,
Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. He did the whole thing, the whole routine, and got off. It was crazy. But when I watch Pro Box, that brings me back. And you guys are not gonna notice these guys off the rip, and then you turn around and you'll start seeing them on the undercard of these big events. You're like, oh man, I recognize that guy. Then maybe a year or two from now, he's in a world title fight. And you can say, if it means anything to you, hey man, I've been watching this guy for the last 3 years. Look at him now.
That's what I said about Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach,
Yeah,
he won his WBA title on Pro Box fight card.
yeah. You sure was. You sure was, man. I mean, look, it's always fun for me when I can catch these guys in their infancy. A lot of the fight fans, fanatics in America today, they're front runners. And when I came up, to be a front runner is the worst thing in the world. To call someone a front runner. Basically, to put it in plain English so the chat can understand, to be a front runner is to be walking around your city wearing a Golden State Warrior Stephen Curry jersey. And you in Denver somewhere. It's like, what? Oh man, you're not a ball fan. You just like the Warriors when they were winning. You just like Steph Curry for whatever reason. And then with like all these athletes, they have a decline. Or they retire, or they get traded. And then the jerseys go away. You understand? That's a front runner. I don't respect front runners. And it's tolerated in certain sports, football, baseball, basketball. But in boxing, it's a little creepy.
Yeah.
Because it's one person. It's one person. And it's like, wow, you wasn't here for the journey. You just here when he's winning or when they tell you he's winning in life. Which is why I don't respect a lot of fanatics today. Now, we can talk about Tiger Johnson because the nostalgia with Pro Box, with me, I'm over the moon for that. But a lot of people don't understand when I speak on that. But that's okay. But we're watching Tiger Johnson getting things done. This kid has all the potential in the world, but he hasn't peaked yet. He hasn't peaked yet, man. This guy, this young man, I like what I see so far, and I just need him to keep cooking. I don't know what his ranking is right now, but I got my eye on him, and
He's ranked number 9, bro.
He's ranked number 9?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I understand that they're doing some things, something's happening in the top rank. I'm still getting more information on that. Y'all guys don't know. They're releasing like 30-plus fighters out of top rank. They're just gone. Tiger Johnson has to keep winning. And Troy Isley is having a problem. And I heard he's been vocal about it. I'm trying to get a hold of him so I can talk to him. But it's to the point where, you guys know I don't understand everything about the business. But it's a situation where some of these guys are going to owe money. I just have to get, the information about that. But the world of boxing is, like, really, really, like, messed up. Now, guys like Troy Isley, we've seen them on TV. We've seen them on pay-per-view undercards. I met Troy. He's a good dude. Never met Tiger Johnson, but, you know, I'm watching him work. But what about the guys low in the rankings that are going to get released that we don't really know or care about? What's going to happen with them? You see what I mean, y'all? We support these fighters. We the ones, YouTube is like the last frontier of boxing because conventional media is just simply not talking about it. You can't turn on ESPN anymore. They only talk about it when there's a fight coming up. You know what I mean? I mean, this is, we support these guys. You know, but if you have a bunch of fair-weather fanatics that only follow one guy because they like his look, we're doomed. So when the sensei says watch the sport, you know, this is what he means. And boxing has now become one big self-inflicted wound. I've been saying that. You know, people tell me to shut up, and YouTube wants to snatch subs from me and everything else. But, hey, Lou DiBella got on his interview the other day, and he said the same thing, verbatim what I said. Verbatim. But, you know, y'all will learn.
Not only that, he dropped those gems about gambling and boxing. So he was like,
yeah.
if you, why you think every damn fight you see a Betfred advertisement or something like that, you know, it's like they done raised the stakes on the sport that certain fights gotta have a certain kind of outcome because there's gambling.
That's what he said. Now, we got there and we said a lot of things. And we don't know what we're talking about. We're conspiracy theorists. We're aerosexuals and NED riders and wilder sexuals, whatever name you want to make us out to be. But Lou DiBella, the white man, just got up there and he said what he said. And I want to know how many people say he's just a crybaby. He says, I made money in this state, and I know what's going on, but I still play in the sandbox. That's why I tell people don't even bet on boxing, man. Your fighter that you're rooting for could check all the boxes, but by the time he gets to the ring, he might have drank the wrong bottle of quarter water, and it's over for him. You seen that? Hell, listen, I don't care what y'all think. There was no reason by round 2 Erickson Lubin is laying on the goddamn ropes. It looks strange. Can I ask y'all a question? We never seen him do that. He's usually the aggressor. He's been at 154 the whole time. Why was he not walking him down? He didn't feel anything substantial in the first round to make him say, oh, man, I better try and box off the ropes. You've never seen Erickson Lubin lay on the ropes and try and outbox. He laid there and waited for the inevitable. It happened. And I just jumped in there so fast. Yeah, we've been duped. I picked Lubin to take Ortiz into deep water and possibly drown him.
And I had told you we were having a conversation before the main event, and I told you about those loose ropes, didn't I?
Those loose ropes, man. Those loose ropes, everything. Look, y'all don't see what we see. But it's at the point where just remember that we said it, because I'm going to give y'all a little example about, well, when the Lakers was winning titles, Shaq, Kobe, everybody wants to point at the Sacramento series and say that it looks rigged. Everyone, the guys at ABC, they said, man, we don't know what we just saw, but you know, when the Lakers went to the line like 20 times in the fourth quarter, and they won the game from free throws, man, I said that's strange, but you know what no one ever talks about? The year before, when the Lakers played the Trailblazers, when Scottie Pippen was there. I said then, there's something wrong with this league. I said it then. Because on paper, the Blazers was the better team. Everyone wants to laugh at Rasheed Wallace. He wild out and get technical fouls and get thrown out in these games, but he knew that these refs was on the take. And he wouldn't shut up about it. They threw him out every time. Then the next year it was the Sacramento Kings. And I said, look, man, the Kings on paper are better than the Lakers. And in fact, I think they beat them a few times during the regular season. I don't remember. But they were a better team. And that game, Stormy, you know why I'll never forget that game? Because I was out that night. I think I went bowling with some friends. And we're watching the game. Everybody in the bowling alley is looking up at the screen. Now, we only in New York. And, but, you know, we like ball like that out there. So we watching it. We're like, yo, why is Rick Fox at the line again? Why is Kobe at the line? And then, which I don't remember, is somewhere along the line, they check. You remember the Hacker Shack?
Yep.
Okay, what do they foul gotta go to the line? So they were foul Shaq because he was a horrible free throw shooter. They changed that rule where if you hack Shaq, the team can send whoever they want to the line. So they stopped that. They changed the rule. They changed that rule in the early 2000s. Look it up. It was either in the late 90s or the early 2000s. I forgot, but they changed it for him. So I'm watching that game, and I'm like, wait a minute, those weren't even fouls. So we're watching, and everybody in the bowling alley was like, "No, this is rigged, man." And then when the game ended, Bibby walked off the floor. You know how you tell your child to go to your room and they try not to cry? That's how Mike Bibby looks. And I felt so bad. I said, "Yo, they really want the Lakers to win this damn series."
Yep.
And I'm looking up at the screen like, "Yo, this is amazing." I know what I'm looking at. And the fellas in the studio at ABC, they say, well, you know, we're not sure what we just saw, but, you know, let's talk about the numbers. They knew. And I had a bunch of Laker fans in New York. Oh, man, don't get mad. Lakers going to do it there. I said, yeah, they're going to do it, but you and I just watch this. You could celebrate the win, but it's going to come out. And what happened a few years later? Tim Donaghy. Tim Donaghy happened. So after Tim Donaghy happened, I think he got on YouTube. He might have a YouTube channel, and he started talking about how I'm not the only person in this. He said, this is everybody. And they're ignoring him, right? Guess what? Years later, what are we dealing with right now? What's in darkness always comes to light. All you got to do is wait. It's never on our time. My question is, y'all, I still have to say this. Do you trust the league? The answer is no. There's some great athletes there. But I haven't watched ball in a long time. I watched it. I turned it on the other day. First of all, why is there so many colors on the basketball court? I don't know. I think the court was hot pink or something. I mean, what is this? This is disgusting, but whatever. And the kids were real athletic or whatever, but my God. Every player that gets broken, they're hoisting up threes. But my point, I bring up all of that is this. Don't bet on sports. Do not bet on sports. I am convinced, I'm not making excuses because Erickson laid there and salute to Virgil Ortiz. But you've never seen Erickson Lubin in the second round laying on some damn ropes. He tried to meet Charlotte in the middle of the ring and he ate one. Fine. When he fought Sebastian Fundora, same thing. He didn't take a back step unless he got hurt. Virgil Ortiz didn't do anything in the first round that warranted him to be laying on the damn ropes, and he's not a boxer like that to be looking for counters. That's not his style. Think about it. They served up Boots, Lima Beans. He got rid of him in one round. They give this kid, right, a bigger name, right? Well, he's in battle tested. He goes one of the two ways. You can either battle tested or quote-unquote washed up or shot, as people are saying. And what happened was, in this instance, being that he chose something on the ropes, nothing happened. He was just doing that. And it made me wonder, why the freak did he do that? I'm going to go on record saying this, salute the Virgin, but they put some extra 6 figures in there. Don't win this fight, man. Don't win this fight. Lay there and just let it happen. And he ain't one and he let it happen. I don't trust this sport. Look what they did to our brother Devin. Look what they did to Deontay. Look what they tried to do to O'Shaquie Foster. Look what they allowed Tyson Fury to get away with. And now you got DraftKings involved in all of this stuff. They literally, I never thought I'd see the day We have legal betting, and people now understand betting. Betting on sports is just like betting on a WWE outcome. It's all pre-planned. It's rehearsed. In respect to the fighters. But when a guy like Turkey Al-Rashid gets into it, you just hope that a lot of that doesn't fly in Saudi. But you never know. If he just says, I'm going to foot the bill and y'all just let sports do what it do, you got a guy like Dana White involved in boxing that's going to operate it like how it's been operating in the States, minus the Muhammad Ali Act. And like I said, like Luke DeBella said, y'all asked for this. So, and I say this respectfully, I hope, you know, Erickson Lubin has a few M's in his account. He can take care of himself and his family. But, brother, if you're going to do that, I don't care to see you again. Because that was just ridiculous. Who the hell told you to lay on the ropes like that? And I'm going to ask y'all. Y'all never seen Erickson Lubin do that in his life. That's stupid. But I'll land my plane right there.
Yeah, you made a lot of valid points there, brother. I cannot disagree. Robert Garcia said in a post-fight interview that he made mention, and I might do a video on this, he made mention about Virgil being a pay-per-view star. You know, words are very powerful and important. You have to listen to things that are being said before you, especially when it's being said amongst people that you don't really take a lot to heart from. In the midst of interviewing him was some guys from either Fight Hype or Fight Hub. You had that guy ES, and then there was another party. And ES kept trying to take Robert somewhere else with his conversation. Yeah, Errol Spence was out there tonight. Do you think that Virgil can take on Errol to get revenge? Revenge?
Yeah.
Revenge for Mikey Garcia.
Revenge.
Robert said,
choice of words, right?
huh?
Interesting choice of words coming from ES.
Yes.
Interesting, right?
Yeah. And so Robert totally shot that down because he knew right away what ES was trying to do. And he said, listen, man, he's like, Spence is a good friend of mine. He's like, I respect him and everything he's done to the sport and everything. When he defeated my brother, he defeated him fair and square. He was like, there's no hard feelings behind that or whatever. We compete in a sport. He's like, I know him. I know his family. He's a good man. He's a stand-up individual and everything. This is Robert Garcia saying these positive things about Errol. And here comes ES right back with it. Well, we're just talking about, for, to set the record straight or whatever, What record? You see, they keep letting that little rat come inside. But rats do dirty stuff. They soil the place, they piss on shit, and then they leave their turds everywhere. And then they gnaw on things and make holes and everything, and they spread pests, diseases. So you keep letting the rats in, and that's what's going to happen inside your barn. But in the midst of the conversation, Robert says that Virgil is a pay-per-view star. Now, excuse me, Drew, chat, anybody else listening, paying attention? If I'm not mistaken, Virgil has yet to even fight for a world title.
Uh-oh.
Virgil has never been on pay-per-view. Headlining. They allowed Jaron Ennis to get in the ring with him post-fight, which, they don't, Golden Boy is very particular about stuff that they allow and disallow. So the fact that they let Jerron Ennis in the ring, I found that very interesting because notice that Jerron kept showing his bling. He was flashing it. It was right there. He knew the cameras was on him and everything. And they're talking like there may be a possibility of a fight between them coming up in the future, even if it's not the next fight. But you have to pay attention to what you see. When you think about Jerron this year, 2025, the moves that he's made, things that he's said, how he's hedged on saying one thing one moment and another the next, and Ed Hearn and he not being on the same page and everything. What comes to mind when you think about Ennis? We're not talking about his prowess inside the ropes. We're talking about how he's conducted himself. What comes to mind?
About 3 minutes opportunities.
And with a lot of missed opportunities, that can make a person desperate, right?
Yes.
And when a person gets desperate, that means they might compromise just to get the bag, right?
That's right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep. But fail.
He has not fought an elite fighter yet, but he's got 30-something wins. 30-something. Lubin only had 28, 29 bouts himself, and is 27 years of age. Jerron Ennis is older than Lubin.
Now, they would face an opportunity to do that, right?
What I'm trying to convey to you is to make you get the wheels turning, because Canelo's on the way out. They need a new guy. What will happen if the new guy beats up on one of your most talented people? Not because he's better, but because your guy ain't where he should be or who he should be. He's turned down opportunities in the past. He's turned down his own legacy right, pathway that could have been his alone. Think about it. Don't let them set you up for the okie doke.
Right. That's right.
And you know that anyone aligned with Hearn is on borrowed time when it comes to the in the ring successfully and outside the ring economically and everything. So I'm just here to remind people of some things. I keep telling y'all, watch boxing. Stop sticking, waiting for some dude to come out of the hair salon or Ross's Dress for Less or something. You waiting on that instead of paying attention to boxing.
Let me ask the family. Eddie Hearn, we already said years ago, he's an absolute worst matchmaker. Incidentally, his company's called Matchroom. Absolute worst matchmaker in the history of the sport. Evidence is, look what he did with Anthony Joshua. He got a whole lot of traction behind him, but when it really mattered, AJ has dropped the ball every time. And I don't care about that unification that he had when he had 3 belts. That was fool's gold. Because when it mattered, Usyk 2 times. It mattered. Right? Danny Dubois, it mattered. Andy Ruiz, it mattered. And he fumbled the rock. And I don't know what made Boots go over there. but he did. And while he was over there, he had 3 missed opportunities. 3. Could have fought Brian Norman, could have fought Teofimo Lopez, could have fought Devin Haney, but he fought Lima Beans. And now he's getting lined up for Virgil Ortiz. Well, I said he might be getting lined up for Conor Benn. So they put country first over there. You know? And he denounced it. He said that fight's not happening. That means the fight was on the table. Trust me. We haven't seen the best of Boots. We haven't seen the best of him. But you should be concerned. You should be very concerned because his decision-making could be his own demise. Y'all gonna find out. Either he's gonna sink or swim. He's gonna sink or swim. We gonna see. Because it's ridiculous at this point. He hasn't done anything. Now it's time for him to start shining. How many pro fights does Fabio Worley have?
I think 22, something like that. Yeah.
22, a late bloomer, but we pretty much know what we got with him. And looking at the landscape, I'm going to say sky's the limit. Why can't we say that with Boots at this point? Y'all name me Boots' career-defining fight by now, but he's getting all of this praise.
No, Fabio got 20 fights. He got 20 wins, 1 draw with 19 KOs.
So we see the work. And he's running in the burning building. If he can't get the Usyk, he told us yesterday, if he can't get the Usyk fight, they want the Edgy-Cabiel fight. What's Boots doing, man? What is Boots doing? So, I mean...
And
look,
Boots said something very interesting when he was in the ring with Virgil. He said, let's get this money.
I heard him.
You never hear fighters like Virgil, Bud, other fighters that are the top class of fighters, Bivol, Usyk, Beterbiev, Benavidez, what's my man's name? Jai Opataya. You never hear those men talking about money. You hear them talking about the opponent. How I need someone to challenge me in that ring. I need to look across someone who's a threat. You hear these new gens talk about the bag. They talk about the money. They talk about, touching M's and all of that. See, it's certain individuals who talk like that. Especially some of them who haven't faced opposition, who haven't done any damn thing. And the irony is that's where their conversation goes.
Yep.
See, you have to pay attention when you see these guys out there. It's like right in front of your face. But if you don't know what you're looking at, it could easily go past. I started this particular subject conversation with the fact that Robert Garcia, the coach and trainer, says that Virgil is a pay-per-view star. Dude, since when? Since when?
Man, that dude.
He's not even a world champion. He has never fought for a world championship. And you're going to say something like that? See, I'm not coming at Robert. I want people to understand that, please. Because Robert is one of the best trainers in the game. AJ should have stayed with him. But when you got a coach and trainer talking about a guy being a pay-per-view star, that means that somebody, somewhere, has spoken something that they are preparing to align themselves for. Doesn't that kind of come across as a correct way of interpreting, Drew?
Yeah. Hey. Brother, you know where I'm stuck? You know where I'm stuck? For a second, were we not told that pay-per-view is dead? We were told that.
And it is.
The new way of doing
It is. There's everything in the world that points to it. But they are seemingly doubling and tripling down on the shit. So what that is telling me is we better tighten up our seatbelts because it's going to be one hell of a bumpy ride ahead. You can expect more bullshit decisions. You can expect more upsets and things going against the grain. I mean, it's like, and guess who's right in the center smack of it? Betfred and all of them, DraftKings and all of that. They got to find ways to pay people.
That's right. All these money that people are putting in, these guys, these DraftKings and shit, they're making millions. Millions.
They will tell you that Bud Crawford is not a star. Bullshit. Fighters like Bud Crawford upset the cart because there's not enough good fighters out there to beat him.
Right.
And he's not the one that they want to market. Remember, this is the entertainment business. When they market someone, even people that don't like them will end up fucking liking them because they find ways to pull at your strands of what interest. Don't they do it with music all the damn time? You can see a certain artist and you be like, man, I hate that dude's music or whatever. And they keep playing this song 3 times, 4 times in an hour on your favorite radio station or on the, now it's not like radio stations are so popular now. So when you got the, what do they call it now? The cloud music or whatever, you're listening to it and you like, man, I just heard that song 3 times in the past hour or whatever. Next thing you know, you're singing it. This is how they get you. The influence.
You in the head.
Yep. And see, they did the same thing with these athletes and everything. You listen, there's some guys that just don't have it, bro. There's guys that just don't have it. But they'll take a person like that and make them a star. You remember the movie Great White Hype?
Oh yeah.
That was perfect.
Classic. They do you remember oh crap, we had him on the show, Stormy. What's his name? He was an HBO fighter. Baby Joe Mexi.
Yeah.
Lord, they tried. And it just wasn't connected. He was okay, but the talent didn't match the praise they were trying to give him. They tried. Now, Virgil Ortiz has the Latino community behind him, but Texas moves different. They don't really care about, you know what I'm saying? If you're from the state of Texas, Texas is like its own country, pretty much, from what I understand.
Listen, there was another guy. Do you remember you go back to James Toney and Bronco McCart and all those guys during that era. You remember Dana Rosenblatt?
There's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Wow.
Same thing.
I remember him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. I remember. Man, Stormy, I haven't heard that name in about 30 years.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
yep.
Snap. I wonder what he's doing.
No telling. But he was right in the mix. And he wasn't that good. Remember, it was Iran Barkley said, I could have beaten him if I was drunk. Because Barkley knocked his ass out.
Yeah. It's all about marketing. And Virgil's, look, once again, and right in your face, y'all, they are undermining us as black fighters, the community. They're undermining our support, and they're undermining our brain power. They know we don't support each other. Like, we was just in here talking about Boots. There's going to be some Boots fans that'll say, y'all hating on Boots.
Yep.
No. We're not hating on Boots. We're holding Boots to the standard that champions are supposed to be held to. That's great. You have all this talent. You got belts. You're getting high praise. Great, man. Boots, now do something, brother. Do something.
Listen.
And that's where the disconnect is. Asking him to do something.
Instead of fighting.
Mindless, weed-smelling freaks say, oh, no, you're hating. No, I'm asking him to put in the work. What?
Instead of fighting Lima, Boots could have been fighting Brian Norman Jr.
That's right.
That was a legacy opportunity for him right there. Now, we know why he said he moved up. But right there was the opportunity. And just a couple of months before the decision to move up, whereas I think he made the decision the week that Norman Jr. was going to Japan to fight Jinsaki, right? Let's not forget that he and Hearn were on a different page still, with him saying he wanted to be undisputed at welterweight, and Hearn was saying that we're looking at somebody at 154. I mean, literally, one guy is saying one thing, the other saying another within a couple of hours of each other in different regions, because Boots lives in the U.S. and Hearn is traveling all over the world when he's promoting these bouts, and people are catching him in between situations and asking him questions. So it's like they're not even on the same page. But Hearn finally got the guy to pull away from what was important and integral for his personal career, his legacy, not the money, not the status of representing your promoter or anything. This was your opportunity to become someone that's going to be acknowledged in the books when it's all said and done. You're still young enough in your career for that to take place, and you walked away from that. And then not only did you walk away from that, you go up to a different weight class and you take on a guy who's nothing more than really a prospect. Right. Because you told people that may have an opportunity to promote it and everything that you wanted a couple of tune-ups. But you've declared that you're a star. You've told the public this. You're a star. So, the fact that you do that against a guy like that, and now in the aftermath of that, you're talking about you ready to take on whomever and this and that. And of course, Virgil's name is a part of that process. But Virgil still took on a guy that you could have stepped up to the weight class to fight.
There you go.
And he got rid of this guy in 2 rounds, less than 2 rounds. A guy that fought for a world title twice. And going in, touted as someone who had dog in him and everything. So we didn't know Lima, right? We didn't know. And now you talking about let's get this bag? That does not sound like a person to me.
That's so important.
Yes. That doesn't sound like a person that, because remember, he ain't going after a world champion.
There you go. See? That's the part why I hit the Uncle Pecos. What? That right there.
He is not going after a world champion. He's not calling out Fundora, regardless of what he said after the Lima fight. What I'm talking about, making something happen for real. He's not going after Fundora. He doesn't want shit to do with Bakram.
Bakram.
Okay. And then, of course, Xander is now getting ready. They've already agreed. Xander and what's his name? Abbas have agreed in principle to fight. So
now, here's the correct. Let me ask the audience. Here's the correct. Let me paint this picture. Virgil's getting all this celebration, right? You got ES Spews talking about getting revenge and all this. So he's trying to paint this evil picture because black and brown people got to be fighting amongst each other. He's trying to paint that stupid ass picture, but whatever. Let me ask y'all a question. If Boots came to 54 and told Eddie, give me that Bakram smoke, and he beats Bakram, let's just paint this picture. He beats Bakram January. Then, let me see, February, March, April. Then April, he gets a hold of Xander Zayas, and let's say Zayas beats Abbas. He beats Xander Zayas, right? Now he's 2 belts up. You can't tell me that he won't be the quote-unquote A-side going into that situation with Virgil Ortiz. Because we can literally say that, hey, man, Boots out here doing the work. Right now, see, what I need y'all to understand, there's a difference between someone actually getting work done and someone that's celebrated. Arturo Gatti was celebrated, but he was a walking ass whooping. But they loved him. All right? The Big Ape, he's celebrated, but he's not doing anything. The belt that he has right now was given to him, but he's not doing anything.
And y'all have yet to acknowledge that that's an email belt. You don't even use that term anymore. They don't even use the damn term anymore.
That's Devin's old belt, y'all. He didn't fight Devin for it. That's Devin's old belt. But no one talks about that, though, right? This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about. Boots is running along those lines. But see, the thing is, Boots, what he needs to understand is, dude, you're black. You're not going to get extended the same courtesy that a Virgil Ortiz has. He has Texas behind him, and outside of Texas, he has the Latinos behind him. And we just don't support our own when they don't look a certain way. Boots, your hair's too nappy and you're too dark-skinned. I'm just going to say it. They don't care about your skill set. They don't care about the Roy Jones Jr. comparisons. They don't care about none of that. When all else fails, they're going to choose the others over you. Even if you get in the ring with Bakram. If he decides to fight Bakram, he's going to be the underdog. I'm telling you right now.
Listen.
All of that praise he's getting, they're going to be like, well, I don't know, man. Bakram, yeah, watch. But Xander is working on the belt. Bakram has a belt. Fundora has a belt. And these fools about to fight each other. No belt. But they getting all the praise. We're in a backward sport, I'm telling you. And y'all don't get it. But, you know, whatever. We just up here talking boxing. We don't know what we're talking about, though. It's cool.
Yeah, Messenger 215 is asking, didn't Norman turn the fight down versus Boots? Check this out, Messenger 215. This is the funny part about what you're asking. There was so much misinformation put out there by a lot of people that didn't have nothing to do with the fight itself. But this is what happens when there's really someone that doesn't want to do the work, like Drew just said. When Bud wanted to go at Earl and Earl wanted to go at Bud, they made it happen. At the end of the day, even though it went against what PBC wanted for Errol. Errol wanted that because he wanted to try for undisputed. And you have to salute the man. Win, lose, draw, good or bad or whatever, he was doing what was best for himself and the sport. The legacy that he has will be he faced Bud. He didn't walk away from him or make excuses or price himself out. He fought him. When Bud tried to go up to 154 and face Fundora, all of a sudden they try to use Errol as a shield like they used Dillian White as a shield against Deontay Wilder when Wilder was trying to get at AJ.
That's right.
See, you guys don't watch boxing. I keep telling you. This is what happens. And so Fundora, who said initially out of his mouth, I would love to fight Bud Crawford. But his people and the PBC said no. Okay? So what does Bud do? He goes for the next viable champion in Madrimov, whom a lot of people didn't know, but at that point was coming on. He defeated the man. He didn't ask for weight draining and all of this stuff, and he just fought the guy. Now, from there, after Bill Haney planted the seed, he set his goals on Canelo. He didn't ask for, again, weight clauses or any of that kind of stuff. He just went on up there and fought Canelo with his skill set, what he brought to the table. Now, we know what happened there as far as the result of the fight. But in the interim, there was a couple of opportunities where Bud was like, okay, you think you want this smoke? Let's have at it, Boots. Nothing. Crickets. When Norman was in the midst of his deal to go to Japan, all of a sudden, Hearn is pushing, pressing, shoving. Let's get something done. Let's say something here. Okay, we ready to fight. He got a fight already. What are you talking about? After he beat Giovanni, you guys did not look his way. And don't forget, while I'm speaking on this, when y'all were on the same card, you never looked at Rashidi Ellis either. I think there's something wrong. I think I smelled.
Y'all deleted Speedy Rashidi after he lost. Well, yeah, he lost to the dude that boots into the fight. The Spanish dude that boots into the fight, and he styled on him. But in my opinion, that's still no reason. In my opinion, there's still no reason not to fight him.
Dude, the Rashidi, let's not forget that. Because Rashidi's still fighting.
Yeah, true.
He could have fought Rashidi. If he would have beat Rashidi instead of beating, what was his name? Valley, what was the guy that Boots ended up fighting?
I can't remember that guy.
The Latin guy. If he had fought Rashidi instead of him, he would have gotten more merit off of that, because that was a talented fighter that Golden Boy put on the shelf. Remember?
Yes.
He would have gained more for himself, but he didn't. Why didn't he? You know, Marilyn McCool and Billy Davis Jr., they used to have this song. It was a hit all around the world. You don't have to be a star, baby, to be in my show. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
That's Boots. Boots wants to be the star in his show. He don't want nobody to share the stage or anything. But guess what, you guys? Last night showed something that goes against the grain. You know? Last night showed something that goes against the grain. Excuse me a second. That he got in the ring against Virgil Ortiz Jr. and talked about, let's get this money. He didn't get in the ring against Rashidi. They were on the same card on that promotion. He didn't go to Japan and track Norman Jr. down, though Hearn was acting like you guys need to sign this deal with us to fight, or you're gonna be the ones that miss out. This is something that's been right in front of your face the whole time.
It, bro.
So it's like, okay, but now all of a sudden he's getting in the ring against a guy in that guy's hometown, right? On that guy's promotion, everything is looking great for him. He just beat a former world-class contending fighter, and you want to get in there and you think you're going to take from that? No. But you guys can be fooled if you want to.
Ain't fooling me. I know what's doing. But understand, we're the victim of our own circumstance. I'm talking about the fanatics. When y'all take sides or whatever, this is where we at. This is where we at. Don't listen to us. Just go ahead and watch this unfold. We're at the point now where they're about to erase the Muhammad Ali Act. They're about to erase it. Top Rank is releasing about almost 40 fighters from what I heard. I'm going to get the exact number. And then Boots got in there last night and said, let's get this money. That went right over y'all head. All right. Don't cry later. I say that all the time. Don't cry later. But listen, Storm, I'm going to go. I'm about to do something with the family real quick, man. Great talking to you. I'll be live tonight, but I'll see you later.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for the call, brother. Appreciate you, man. Have a great afternoon.
No doubt.
All right. Peace. Wow. Yeah. That's the kind of conversation that needed to be had, man. The very kind. Whew. Lines are still open. We got about 17 minutes to go in the show. Okay, we got 267 in the building. Who's calling? What's on your mind? And welcome to the show.
What's up, Stormybman? It's D-Mac, man. You ain't heard from me in a while, man. I've been out of the loop, man. Out of the loop.
Hey, what's happening with you, B-Mac? How you feeling, brother?
I'm doing a little better now. I was sparring and took a mean body shot that hurt me for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I ain't never had that trouble before, man. God. I gotta take a step back. I'm older now. Yeah, I missed the fight last night, man. I've been out of the loop, man. I even missed your show. I just chimed in just now. I just sat down after coming from the gym, and I said, let me turn my man Stormybman on. He ain't on yet, is he? And then it's like you an hour already in, so damn.
Yeah.
F plus. I gotta get my I gotta catch the replay.
Okay, we're back, man. Sorry about that interruption. And I got my man B-Mac on the line with me still. Good thing we didn't lose the call. So, B-Mac, you were asking me about Bruce Lee being a street fighter.
Yeah, I don't know too much about his fighting career, so.
Well,
I mean, a lot of people say he would have beat this or beat that guy or not beat this guy. And I hear Michael John White always talk about him. And Chuck Norris versus Bruce Lee. He said Chuck Norris was, he fought in competition. So it's different of people. Now I gotta give it to Michael. He even said himself. He said, I never fought in competition. Like, he sparred, but he's an actor. He's not a fighter.
Yeah, but see, what's different about that too is this. Chuck Norris Joe Louis, Bill Wallace, Bob Wall, what's his name, Mike Stone, all those guys, they fought in competition back in the day.
Okay.
But competition was different back in the day. They had it wasn't full contact always, full contact came later. And a lot of it was like on a what would have happened had this landed, had that, So the thing about Bruce was coming stateside from Hong Kong, where they fought on the rooftops in actual matches, and they fought on the rooftops because they didn't want to fight in the streets and stuff, get arrested by the police and everything.
So they fought on the rooftops.
They fought on rooftops, yeah, and
that is different.
Various practicing schools and factions would face each other. Wing Chun against, Choi La Fu and Hung Gar and all of that. These guys used to have fights, literally brawls, knocking out teeth and everything, And Bruce was newly studying Wing Chun and was a part of that. When he came to America, I mean, there was a couple of other masters in Hong Kong that taught him a couple of things. His dad was actually his first teacher, where he taught him Tai Chi Kung, and he brought what he had learned. He hadn't even mastered Wing Chun because there was a period where he broke away from the teacher because Bruce had mixed blood, and they had a bias and prejudice against not pure Chinese.
He was in a lower caste. Yeah, he was in a lower class.
So when he came to America, he only had what he had learned there, and he practiced that to an end. And then he started meeting American martial artists, judo experts, and wrestlers and boxers, and he started learning from them. And what he would do is he would tell people, he would teach them some of what he does if they show him what they doing. You understand? So he was a real fighter in that sense because he's going into stuff raw. You understand? Not knowing and could master stuff. Like you could show him a couple of moves or techniques or punches and stuff like that, and he'd practice it for like 3-4 days because he was a savant, and he become better than you at it.
Yeah, just like what's that? He never. They said in the movie. Somebody said that he never used nunchucks ever, and they gave it to him, and he put it in the movie, and you see how he used it. And he's a new school. So what you're saying makes sense.
Yeah, and
it makes sense.
And understand that American fighters had a different psychological approach to martial arts and fighting when he was around. So he was innovative with his process, because even though he was learning techniques and sampling from here and there, people who would interact and work with him, because there were people that didn't want to fool with him at all. And he was learning these things, and he began to apply it to everything else he knew, because he wasn't a real complete martial artist. Now just imagine fighting a guy like that in the street, because he relishes going all out. He relishes taking your punch for real to see what it's like. And then when he was introduced to Muhammad Ali, he really loved that, because he was totally amazed that a man that was 6'3" and 210 pounds could move like a middleweight and punch fast like a welterweight. You know what I'm saying? And that totally made him like, wow, that's the ultimate fighter right there. You know what I'm saying? So this guy, and remember, nobody was doing what he was doing. Nobody was putting the arts together like this. Michael Jai White, being just a couple of years younger than me, in this era has benefited from the likes of Bruce Lee. You understand? He's benefited from the likes. Bruce Lee has been dead almost as many years that he been alive. Think about that for a moment. There are men who are now elderly martial artists like Chuck Norris, like Chi Honjai, who taught Hapkido. You know, they're grandmasters now. Bruce Lee died at the age of 32. He was not a grandmaster. Do you understand? So think about that. How far advanced some of those men went with their martial careers, where he died relatively young, having not learned or completed his process yet. So what happened is the guy that passed away was pretty damn good, but he hadn't mastered anything yet. Do you know that they say that when he passed away in his home, in his study, he had this thick piece of, I forget what kind of wood it was, but it was a board. It was a piece of wood. And the wood was very firm and hard. And it was one of those types of wood that is very hard to penetrate. And they said that the wood had indentations in it from Lee striking it with his fingers. You know what that means?
Go ahead.
It means that he was working on the Shaolin finger technique, where you can punch your fingers through an object or a surface. He hadn't mastered it yet, but they said there was indentations in the wood. So he was practicing. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, he was practicing the secret master. There was one guy broke a bull horn or broke a bull, what was it, over there in China with his finger?
Not with his finger. You're talking about Oyama Mas, Sonny Chiba's master. He was known as the karate bullfighter because he had a real tussle with a bull that had ran rampant in the village, and people were running from it because, you know, they were afraid of a bull trampling them and spearing them with his horns and everything. And Master Oyama stopped the bull and chopped off one of his horns with his bare hands. He disabled the bull and defeated it. There's a movie about Oyama Mas called Fighter in the Wind. It's a great biopic about him. And he was a real martial artist and everything. He was Sonny Chiba's master. And Sonny Chiba actually played him in a biographical film in the early 70s when, at the height of his action film career, and it's called Champion of Death, where he's playing the his sensei. So yeah, there's plenty, bro, that, you know, when you like, and I can understand. But see, Michael Jai White, I wouldn't say nothing about him as a martial artist. I can tell that guy is deadly. I've watched film on him, not his movies, but like he's done videos and put stuff out for people. You know, he's training and showing people how to do certain techniques and this and that or whatever. Yeah, he's a very accomplished martial artist within his own right. But I don't think it's fair for him to say the things like what he said about Bruce, because Bruce is not around to defend himself like that. But at the same time, if you got some of his contemporaries who are still around and they say, no, he was the real deal, you should take them at their face value because they were there, you know. Okay. And then there are also other people who were around with him that probably didn't care for him and don't have nothing good to say about him and all of that. Because Bruce wasn't the nicest guy in the world. He wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
He made a lot of people upset with him and ruffled their feathers. That was his personality and who he was. Yeah, absolutely. He's a human being. I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? But Michael Jai White, you should focus up on beating up on dudes like Steven Seagal, who's a real asshole to people on his films and stuff, beating up stuntmen.
Now he left the country because he owed a shitload of taxes and left the country. He's in Russia now.
Yeah, but Steven Seagal, what a jerk, man. But
dislocated DMX shoulder.
Yeah, he was hurting people on movie sets and stuff through one guy through a glass window, and it wasn't breakaway glass either, So and Michael Jai White, he witnessed a lot of it because he starred in a movie with him, and he saw him doing these things to people and hurting people on purpose, injuring them and stuff like that. Focus on people like that. Let's see Steven Seagal be a real fighter in the streets, and let's see him fight Michael Jai White. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see.
Steven Seagal, I thought he was a tough guy, and then the more they talk about him not being a tough guy, and I can't even look at his old movies now. I'm like, it looks so funny and fake now. I really thought he was the real deal. And he looked fake. He's knock needed. He's built funny. He's not in shape. Oh God, he looks comical.
Yeah.
But they asked Michael Jai White would he do a celebrity match against Mike Tyson, and he said, "Hell yeah, I'll do it."
Yeah. Well, Mike Tyson is like, listen, Mike and I are the same age. He's a few months older than me.
Okay.
But why anybody is still interested in seeing him get in the ring, I don't understand that. When Muhammad Ali, listen. When Muhammad Ali was 58, 59, 60 years old, nobody was saying they would like to see him in with Larry Holmes or whoever was the latest, Lennox Lewis or what. It's preposterous. Why do people say that now?
Social media.
No, but I'm just saying, it's like Mike Tyson, he stopped being Mike Tyson in February
ago.
No. B-Mac, you gotta let me finish my thought, man. You keep interrupting me, man. Because I have information to put out, but I can't say it if I keep getting interrupted. Mike Tyson stopped being Mike Tyson in February of 1990 in Tokyo. He came tumbling down in many more ways than one on that night. Never to come back from that. Never. He won some fights since that, but he never came back from that. Never. And that's what people need to realize. That guy that got in the ring with Jake Paul, who showed his ass before leaving the locker room on international TV, you think I wanted to see that? No. Huh? The guy that lost to Buster Douglas, who was 23, 24 years old back in 1990, when he wouldn't have done that back then. So it's like you're looking at someone that's not even, when they say a person is a shell of themselves, he's not even that. He's not. And I don't enjoy hearing people talk about that kind of stuff when there's so many guys contemporarily wise of today that need the pub, that need people to talk about them, need people to promote them and what they do and what they bring for the sport. You just heard Drew Titan and I, we were talking in conversation, talking about these guys of today. Nobody, listen, Mike Tyson, let him go out to sea. And as far as Michael Jai White, I said Michael Jai White is a hell of a martial artist. I can see that. Never been around the guy or whatever, but I've been around martial artists and I've been around fighters and I can see. My eye test is pretty damn good of what he does and what he's capable of and everything. And it's an admirable quality because he has been studying martial arts himself since he was a little boy. I think he said maybe about 8 years old or something like that is when he picked up martial arts and had a black belt by the time he was 12 or 13. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched old clips of him, so he did look pretty good. I watched some old clips, but it would have been interesting to see these guys as acting really fight, to see if they can really fight.
Well, you know, the thing now is, because the internet and social media, everybody has a microphone, everybody has a camera, everybody can record and project it and put it out there for the world to see. And sometimes that means that we're getting information from sources that are not credible, from people that you really don't need to hear from and shouldn't have to hear from, and things like that. You know what I mean? Just because someone can get up in front of a camera and shake their behind don't mean that that's what I want to see. But it happens now. So now I have to be disciplined within myself and say, I don't want to watch that, and turn away from it. But there's some people who will eat it up because it's content, because it is something, and let me see what they do next. That kind of thing. I was driving the other day on my way to work in the commute in the morning, and there was this horrible car accident. And the sun was not even up yet, and whoever they crashed into, two vehicles just totally decimated. And as we go through the red light to go past the accident, everybody's stopping to look. I'm just trying to get around everybody that's stopping to look so I could go on about my business. Now, did I take a little quick glance? I did, but it's like it wasn't to the degree that I needed to size it up and see what happened. We got people that do that. There are probably people taking their phones out, filming it. You understand? It's real silly. Like people taking their phones out, filming the meal that they're getting ready to sit down and eat. Why are you taking pictures of your food?
You want to post it or you want to eat it? Which one?
No. Listen, if you're doing it to say, like, I'm taking this shot, you know, me and my company, we're having a meal, and, you know, I'm taking this and I'm going to post it up because I do a food review, or I do reviews on Google or whatever of restaurants, that's one thing. But if you're just sitting up there posting it up, nah, look at what we was eating yesterday. You're eating cornflakes. Come on, man. You know, when people gonna get a grip and get your head screwed on right. My brother Trick Noty is out there in the chat. He says, in your opinion, who was the better martial artist between Ron Van Cleef or Jim Kelly? And where do you rank the late Carl Scott as a martial artist who was discovered by the Shaw brothers? Trick Noty trying to come in there with a little bit of martial knowledge. My man. Well, Ron Van Cleef, according to Bruce Lee, who nicknamed him the Black Dragon, is one man who has a hell of a story. Ron Van Cleef is a survivor of a brutal beating and public lynching by a mob of racists. Yeah, he was hung and left to die, but he lived. He had a broken right arm that it was so severely disfigured that it was turned the opposite way. Yeah, Ron Van Cleef has a hell of a story to tell, people. And he came up in an era, just like Bruce Lee and all those guys, he was back there during those times. But when he had enlisted in the military, he ran into some issues. Yeah, he ran into some issues. And when he was arrested for something, defending himself, they put him in a jailhouse, and then they were going to convict him, but then they decided to let him go. When they let him go, when he left the jailhouse, that's when he was hit in the head with a shovel and beaten up by these men and hung, left for dead. Yeah. Ron Van Cleef.
Was he was a martial artist when he was locked up when he came out, right? When they hit him in the head?
Yeah. That's why he was locked up. One of the reasons, because he was able to defend himself. But they came back as a lynch mob, literally, when he was let out of jail, and they attacked him and broke his arm and everything.
That's what they do. They set you up. They try to set you up. Real cowards. Real cowards.
Yeah.
Probably was like 20 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But they hung the man. You have to understand, back then, and hanging was like going cruising in your car on a Friday night back then. That's what they did to people. And the fact that he survived it.
What year was this when this happened to him? What year? Around what year?
We're
in the 50s, 60s?
Talking about either the late 50s or the early 60s. Might be in the early 60s. Because Ron, it could have been in the late 50s, because Ron is probably of that same year and age that Bruce. Bruce was born, I think, in 1940. So Van Cleef was born around there, anywhere between 38, 41, something like that. So, but yeah, these are, listen, I can tell you plenty of stuff, bro. Plenty of stuff.
Yeah, you was right. 1940, Bruce Lee was born.
Yeah.
Yeah, November 29th. He's the same as me.
When was Ron Van Cleef born? Look up when Ron Van Cleef was born.
All right, let me see. Ron Cleef. Oh, he's still living. He's 82. He was born in 43.
Oh, 43. Yeah, I said 41. Yeah.
Yeah, you right there. Yeah, January 25th of 43. Okay, I do kind of remember him in the movies. I never knew who he was. I'm not a martial arts, savant like you. I'm not. I follow some movies, but I'm not in it like you. But I do find some of it interesting what you're talking about, because you make it more fascinating for a casual like me to listen to.
Yeah.
He's still living. 82 years old.
Yep. And do you know that
he's still in shape too?
Yeah. Do you know he was Ty-Mac's martial arts sensei? Ty-Mac, who played Bruce Leroy in The Last Dragon? That was Ron Van Cleef was his sensei. Yeah. How about that?
Wow. Yeah. And I wonder how he got out of being hung.
Listen, I'm just happy the brother survived, but dude, it was gruesome. He said that they knocked some teeth out of his mouth. They broke his arm so severely that it was turned the opposite way. He was hung, and they did some other stuff to him. They really messed him up, bro. They really messed him up.
Yeah, he was in the Marine Corps, all of that. The United States Marine Corps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in 61. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think it's anything about this episode. Yeah. Back to Boots Ennis, his situation last night. What you think with Ortiz? Did Ortiz get that much better? Because I didn't see the fight. I got to relook at it. And I heard he got him out of there in the second round.
Yeah, the dude backed up to the ropes, and Ortiz let loose on him, and the ref had to jump in and save the dude because he was being pounded into submission.
Yeah, Lubin ain't been right since the Charlo fight, and then the fight after he had against Fandor. That was a brutal beating he took. He did fight back, and he did put some work on Fandor, but his face was broke. I think that was a lot too much. So. Yeah,
he was kind of banged up there.
Yeah, so you said Boots got in the ring, and what is he saying now? What is Boots need a publicist? He needs somebody to help him answer questions and get his etiquette straight, because he looks like he's slow out there. So.
Well, no, he's, he is what he is, and that's why people got to know what they're looking at when they dealing with that dude. Not a fan.
Yeah,
not a fan. I mean, and I don't say that.
What you see in that?
Huh? No, it's just that he's gotten some bad advisement, man, and things could have gone a total different way for him. But it's got to play out like it's going to play out now. And I don't think it's going to play out very well for him. I really don't.
You think he's smelling himself too much?
He's definitely smelling himself. Definitely. The thing is,
he's going to fight? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, the thing is, like, guys like Ed Hearn, top fighters who have worked with him have been proven to end up with some bad advisement and everything, bad promoting and everything at the end of the day. Look at AJ. And AJ's so stupid, he ended up signing a lifetime contract with Ed Hearn. What a dumb move. I ain't never seen a fighter do something so stupid like that.
Unbelievable. I don't know either.
A lifetime contract. That means if Hearn wants to pull up to the ring one night in the arena and have AJ corpse in the coffin, it's like, here we go.
Okay. Why would you sign a lifetime with anybody unless you getting some lifetime from them? Something from them. I don't know.
Stupidity, bro. Sheer stupidity. A lifetime contract. Do you know what that is? You ain't even guaranteed life to live. You understand? It's like God can say, you're done, and that's it.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. But Ennis against Ortiz, who you picking for that fight? Because it's going to come up, right? They didn't announce it.
I'll talk about it more if they sign contracts and the fight is on. I'm not going to talk hypothetical right now because, first of all, Boots, I wouldn't be surprised if he priced himself out of an opportunity against Ortiz, because that's his MO. He's done it. So, I'm just... I gotta see it to believe it. That's why I say let him sign a contract and get a venue and everything, a site, and then we can start talking about it.
Okay. Now, what you think about the Haney versus Brian Norman fight?
It's a darn good fight, man, and I think people should tune in and check it out. You can like who you like, but it's gonna be a battle of young men who are, primed and ready to show their wares. It's a great fight for boxing.
Yeah, it is a great fight. I think Brian Norman pulls it out, and I think Brian Norman hurts Haney with the willpower and his grit. I think Haney looked a little gun shy. Well, not a little, but he looked gun shy in his last fight, and I don't think Brian Norman's going to be shy on letting his hands go. And his heart, he's still on go. He's not slowing down, and he's getting better each fight. Haney may be a little more talented, but I don't think it matters what happened to him. He got to get over it, and I don't think he's over it. And a guy like Brian Norman, that strong will and headstrong, and his father behind him, I think he may stop Haney.
It's interesting.
I like both fighters. I like both fighters too.
It's an interesting take. My thing is, I want to see the fight. I want to see what happens and take it from there. But I have a breakdown video and everything just the week of the fight. I'll put that out.
Okay. And they fight coming up with next 2-3 weeks or so, right? December.
The 22nd of this month.
The 20 of this month. Oh, wow. Damn, I'm way off. Well, I'm way off. Dang, okay.
Yep.
Got something to look at. That's gonna be a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a good fight. Something to look at. But, I'm trying to get back into fight. Looking at my fights again. I'm lagging. Too much going on. I was out of the country last week, so too much going on with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
All right,
I don't want to
well,
hold you up.
yeah, I'm going to get ready to wrap things up, man, because I'm about almost 20 minutes beyond where I usually cut off. So, but I wanted to take your call, and we had that little delay with my laptop acting up, so I had to, get around that. But yeah, I appreciate your call, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you being consistent because I'm not consistent. So I listen to you more than the radio. I don't listen to radio no more. So I gotta listen to my Stormybman and everybody else.
Yeah, all you gotta do is go back and check those my premieres for the week and everything. It's like I release one every morning. It's like always something different too. I don't talk about the same stuff over and over again like some of these guys do,
Yeah. You stay current, so you don't fall in the trap of what's the hot topic.
Yeah. So.
But I, you know what I would like to hear you would have heard you, and when the politics was jumping, I would like to hear you talk politics. In Chicago, it was real interesting with your city council and your mayor and everything like that, and the people. I said, I wonder what Stormy B would have to say about that, especially with your mayor.
Dude, listen. I have to live it. I don't want to talk about it. It's like I'm so disgusted with the politicians here in Chicago, man. My goodness. They make me want to leave the country. My goodness, these people, man.
Yeah, your last mayors, man, they've been interesting, man.
Yeah, straight out of niggerdom. Yeah, all these dudes, man. It's like, really?
Well, we Philly, we ain't no better. We ain't no better here in Philly. We ain't no better. It's all a setup.
It's bad.
But at least y'all fighting back more than us. I think we done laid down. We was fighting back early on, but I guess we done fought and ain't nothing happened. So we turn over and put it up in the air for them, I guess.
Yeah.
Ain't no more fight.
But all right, B-Mac, let me get on.
Go.
Yeah, let me get on out of here, brother. I got some stuff I got to do. But I appreciate you calling, man. Take it easy. Don't be a stranger.
All right. Yeah, next week.
All right.
All right, peace.
Take care. Peace. All right. It's the brother B-Mac calling in, driving the show forward with more conversation. Appreciate that. I apologize, you guys, for my laptop acting up on me, but we're gonna get that straightened out as soon as we can and move forward, get out of this situation. Let me see here. I'm trying to get. Yeah, EJ, I have to check it after I go live because my laptop is really acting up on me, so I don't know if I could do that without things closing down on me again. Universal's got me a PayPal. Okay, let me check that real quick before I get out of here. He says, appreciate the show. Be well. Thank you so much there, brother. Universal. Thank you so much, man. Yeah. So, with that being said, we're going to get on up out of here, man. You know, I've been on a little bit longer than I wanted to be today, but I appreciate y'all who hung in there with me. So, that's great stuff. Just know we'll be back next Sunday for another Answering the Bell. Want to say shout out to the mighty LDBC, and we'll catch you guys next week. Appreciate you.